From Storm Tracker 6, this is Forecast First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
The widespread rain showers we were dealing with earlier this morning continuing to track off to the east, but notice satellite and radar still shows a couple of sprinkles making their way across mid-Michigan this afternoon. Temperatures currently at 69 degrees in St. John's. We're at 72 in Lansing and Mason, just slightly warmer the further south that we go. We will make it up to highs in the upper 70s to low 80s across the area today, and a long stretch of dry weather still ahead in the 6-day forecast. 6 News at noon starts right now.
WMMS is here for you, celebrating 75 years of bringing you the news with 6 News at noon.
And we start at noon with a developing story out of Lansing. What appeared to be a body was discovered at the baseball field in West Side Park. It's our top story at noon. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Kirk Montgomery. Our crews are there live now. We want to get right to our Taryn Simmons to know what's going on. Taryn, what can you tell us?
Yeah, Kirk, police just seem to be wrapping up the situation with what they appeared to have a tarp and what also appeared to be a body. We started hearing reports of this situation around 10:30 this morning. We saw multiple police cars and a white tarp. We have reached out to the Lansing Police Department and have tried to speak to officers regarding the situation as well. As of now, there are no details that have been released, but stay with us on air and online as we continue to learn more. Here for you live in Lansing, Terrence Simmons, 6 News.
All right, Taryn, thank you so much. Today in Lansing, a new proposal was announced. It's called the My Home program. It's described as a targeted, practical approach to building more attainable housing. Our Kylie Shapansky was there and is here for you now in studio with all the details. Kylie.
Kirk, legislators and local leaders joined developers and home builders from across the state this afternoon. Along with the Michigan Municipal League, they announced a new strategic plan designed to make housing more affordable here in Lansing. Lansing Mayor Andy Shore joined the president of the Michigan Municipal League and mayor of Sault Ste. Marie, Don Gary. They say this plan is different because it leverages partnership over preemption. That means boosting housing construction and rehabilitation while modernizing local zoning rules. In theory, this would accelerate housing development across the state, making homeownership more affordable.
We know that costs are going up for whatever reasons, and we cannot get the numbers to pencil out. So that's really why I'm extremely excited about what the Municipal League is proposing. Not only does it reward and incent local zoning changes like we have made and many communities have made, but it also assists builders and developers to fill the finance gaps to get these projects done, to make sure that we can have these housing units available for people, which, by the way, will bring down the costs because this is basic supply and demand.
The proposed plan calls for a $160 million annual investment over 5 years. The league says this will lead to the development of more than 10,000 attainable housing units and spark ongoing and lasting change. I'll have more from local leaders and Mayor Shore later tonight on how this program could work here in Lansing.
All right, Kelly, thank you. In other economic news, the latest consumer price index shows grocery prices in July rose 2.2% compared to last year. Lisa Rosner now with a look at the numbers and what they mean for your bottom line.
Sandra Cora is food shopping for her mom, who lives on a fixed income.
She can barely afford half of this stuff. Like, do you pay your rent or you buy food?
Everyday staples saw significant cost increases in the last year. Coffee up nearly 15%, ground beef up just over 11%. Egg prices hit by avian flu are falling, but still up more than 16%.
My budget has become double for food shopping.
Food prices behave in a way that I describe as rockets and feathers.
Ricky Volpe is a professor of agribusiness at California Polytechnic State University.
Food prices rise quickly as a result of upstream costs, but they come down slowly, if at all.
He says tariffs on aluminum and steel implemented in March are impacting the price of groceries now. They're showing up in higher costs for canned foods and beverages, but in less obvious ways too.
Steel is absolutely essential to food manufacturing, processing, storing, and transportation.
One bright spot about U.S. food supply, only about 10% of grocery store food is imported and now subject to further tariffs. Avi Kaner is co-owner of Morton Williams Supermarkets.
Consumers in the United States have a choice. They don't necessarily need to buy that sauce from Italy. They can buy the sauce that's made in the good old United States.
Experts say there are ways consumers can save on grocery costs, like buying meat in bulk and freezing it, as well as sticking to store brands instead of name brands.
Shoppers can also opt for whole items stores charge to cube watermelon and shred cheese. Shelf-stable foods can also keep overall costs down as inflation ticks up. Lisa Rosner, CBS News, New York.
We have an update for you now regarding that deadly crash in Ingham County yesterday. The driver of that vehicle who died from his injuries has now been identified as 53-year-old Jeffrey Wendt from Mason. Officials say the car he was driving, which was headed eastbound on Howell Road, hit a semi-truck traveling southbound, driven by a 23-year-old man from Perry. He was not hurt. Anyone with any information is being asked to call Deputy Ben Mans at the phone number you see on your screen, 517-676-8444, extension 1939. Also new at noon, one of the three men charged in connection with the killing of a man whose body was found in pieces in the basement of a Lansing home last year has accepted a plea deal. 38-year-old Terrence James Jones pleaded guilty on August 18th to acting as an accessory to a felony after the fact in relation to the death of 25-year-old Zachariah Taylor of Battle Creek. Prosecutors agreed to dismiss a count of mutilation of a body and a fourth-time habitual offender notice. Evacuations are in place off the coast of North Carolina as Hurricane Erin moves north. Now, the storm is not expected to hit the mainland, but forecasters say it could cause dangerous surf from Canada to Florida. This comes after Erin lashed parts of the Caribbean with rain and wind on Monday. Jared Hill now with the very latest on this storm.
In the Caribbean, a warning to take action as Hurricane Erin barreled through.
The waters will be very dangerous and lives will be placed at risk.
Erin is expected to blow between Bermuda and mainland U.S., not directly hitting either. But on North Carolina's Outer Banks, visitors are heeding warnings to evacuate.
We know the drill, and probably better to be safe than sorry.
This is going to make for very dangerous marine conditions across all of the western Atlantic and increase the risk for dangerous and life-threatening surf and rip current conditions across almost the entire U.S. East Coast.
On North Carolina's Wrightsville Beach Monday, lifeguards reportedly conducted more than 50 rip current rescues by mid-afternoon. In Wildwood, New Jersey, few people braved the beach.
You will not be allowed in the water because we have treacherous conditions.
Lifeguards kept watch to make sure not even surfers got in. A different scene, though, in Virginia Beach, where surfers carved up waves ahead of a competition this weekend.
When you have a Category 4, Category 5 hurricane off the coast, it's not going to hit. That's a dream for a surfer.
Though experts advise everyone to check ocean conditions before entering the water. Meanwhile, people were enjoying Miami Beach before coastal flooding is expected to begin today and continue through Thursday. Jared Hill, CBS News.
From Storm Tracker 6, this is Weather First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
Even though it is a very dreary Tuesday afternoon across mid-Michigan, we are picking up on some much-needed rainfall across the area. Notice rainfall totals thus far. The bulk of the precipitation that we have seen has actually fallen west of US 127. Rainfall totals over in Ionia closing in on ½ an inch, 3/10 of an inch. Their current rainfall total in Hillsdale. In Lansing, 77/100ths of an inch of precipitation being picked up since midnight, which makes this the wettest day that we have seen since June 18th. So the most rainfall that we have seen over a period of 2 months. Now, with that statistic in mind, it's no wonder that we have abnormally dry conditions being reported over in Livingston, Clinton, Ionia, and Berry County, and actually moderate drought conditions are currently being reported over in Montcalm and Gratiot County. Now, hopefully our gardens and our lawns are soaking up on all of the precipitation that we have seen thus far, because yet again, it looks like as we go forward, we are going to be trending towards drier conditions. In fact, the long-range precipitation outlook from the Climate Prediction Center says says that our rainfall chances will continue to remain below normal as we finish off the month of August. Satellite and radar shows the widespread rain showers and isolated thunderstorms we were dealing with earlier this morning continuing to track off to the east. We still do have a couple of sprinkles across the area as of now, and slowly but surely our rainfall chances will begin to taper off as we go throughout the next few hours. We'll completely dry things out overnight tonight, but we are going to have a lot of cloud cover in place, not only overnight, but also as we move into the start of our Wednesday. That cloud cover will start to decrease by Wednesday afternoon, and even though Precision Cast is showing the chance for just a couple of sprinkles across the area for our Wednesday, I do think most of us will stay completely dry. In fact, I only have a 10-15% chance of an isolated sprinkle as we move into our Wednesday. There's more dry weather and sunshine that we get to look forward to just in time for our Thursday. Again, rather gloomy outside this afternoon, and this cloud cover has really prevented our temperatures from warming up all that much. In Lansing, currently at 72 degrees, combine that with the wind currently out of the west-southwest at 9 miles per hour. Rain continuing to fall over in Grand Ledge. Their rainfall total really impressive, one of the highest ones that we have across our Skyview network, currently at 1.2 inches. 73 degrees right now over in Jackson, awaiting that next round of rain here. Final stop in Hillsdale, also at 73 degrees. Our sensor in downtown Hillsdale only picking up on 0.06 of an inch of rain thus far. Temperatures for today warming up to 78 degrees. That's just 2 degrees shy of average for this time of year. And we are going to be cooler as we move into our Wednesday. High temperatures still 76 degrees. Then we slowly start to warm things up very gradually. 80 degrees for a high temperature on Thursday, 83 just in time for Friday. We are going to be keeping an eye on the chance for a couple of isolated showers as we make our way into Saturday morning. However, it does look like most of the weekend will be dry, but notice by Sunday, we're in the low 70s for high temperatures.
I just saw that. You know, I like that weather. You know, it's kind of refreshing, especially since we've had that muggy, oppressive heat lately. So.
Yeah, it's a little trick in my mind, though, because I have to remember to actually grab the jacket as I leave the front
exactly.
door.
Grab the flannel, everybody.
Yeah,
All right,
it's time.
thanks, Kendall. Still ahead, President Trump trying to broker a face-to-face meeting with the presidents of Ukraine and Russia in an attempt to end the war. The very latest after a quick break.